Hi there and welcome to weekly Forex forecast with TFX at Profit Points,
where we're going to be looking at a recap of the week that ended on Friday, the 14th August, and the upcoming week on Monday, the 17th of August. This week we're going to be looking at GBP USD, USD CAD, WTI, and gold. Before we get started, I want to encourage you to hit the like button and subscribe button on this channel so that you can be easily notified anytime I release new video. You may also share this video because it can be of help to someone out there on their journey into the world of trading. Let's get started. We saw pound sterling USD for the past few weeks now, about 2 weeks there, entered into a consolidation where it's been trading between a 130 mark and a 131.70 mark, right, for 2 weeks, all right, after this bullish movement, right? So, and which also culminates on the weekly chart into this 3-pin bar, which we saw and I discussed last week, as at that time we were 2-pin bars. So now we have a 3-pin bars. All right, so in my opinion, I think that with this consolidation movement here, pounds may be trying to give back some of the gains that he made in this place. So as a result of this, if pounds in this coming week here is not able to close for on a daily basis, not able to close above the 130-170 mark, right, I'm going to be holding on to my bullish bias on this pair. So in that case, alternatively, if it's able to go below the 130 mark, right, and close below it on a daily basis, we might as well see pound sterling, right, find its way back into this zone, which at the same time will correspond to the 50% retracement, right, of this 2 weeks run. USD CAD. So for the past few weeks here, we've seen this USD CAD now on this bearish movement, trading essentially below this trend line here. And then we mentioned last week that the pair was able to break below this demand zone here, right, and then that same last week went above it. So we said we have to take a pause and see if it can close, right, or break above this downward trend line, or if it goes back below the supply zone. So we now saw this last week that it broke below the supply zone, retested it, and then it continued the bearish movement, essentially still below this downward moving trend line. So looking forward now, I think this pair, right, still have some way to go, right, in the bearish direction, right. The near time price action to look at is September's, last year's low, which is around the 131 or 34 mark, right. So at that point we think you can take a break, right, and then if it doesn't, then we'll be looking at October 2019 low, which correspond to the 130 mark. WTI. For WTI crude oil future here, we saw that this particular asset here have been on a bullish run for the past 16 weeks, as we can see here, except for just 3 weeks, right, that were slightly bearish. However, if you look closely, right, to this on a monthly time frame, it gave us a sort of 4 straight months of a bullish movement, right. Then if you look into the last month's bullish movement, we saw that it sort of started losing strength, right, in that bullish movement, right, for last month. So in my opinion, I think if this movement, right, this strength of the recovery that we see here as winning, if the strength continue to reduce in the strength of the recovery there, then I think in my opinion that that same stuff there that occurred last month of July might still repeat itself in August, where it gained some prices right up there and then it loses it back, right, to retain very slight gain. If that should repeat itself in August, we might as well be prepared for some selling off for the month of August. This might be a reasonable opinion if you look at some technical analysis now from the daily time frame. Okay, so we saw on a daily time frame here that we had this very long week which has its peak around the mid 43 region, $43 region on the 5th of August, and ever since then, right, till Friday close, right, on a daily basis, we've seen that we've got this quiet, downward trend line, right, that every day I've closed below it, right, till Friday. Now, so what I'm looking at is if WTI is unable to close above this trend line here, right, we could be, as well witness some sort of sell-off into upper boundary of this wedge, right, before we can then resume our bullish movement. XAUUSD or gold. Last week was interesting for the precious metal gold in view of the massive sell-off that took place on Tuesday, which took away about 1,600 pips from this pair. This movement, we believe, is in search of a reviewed bottom. However, we saw that it has tried to regain, right, a significant part of that sell-off, right, which is making a lot of people to retain their hope in the bullish run for this pair. However, in my opinion, I think this kind of movement in search of reviewed bottom, it's not something that is, a 1 day or 2 day thing, right, that just happened on Tuesday, right? So caution should be taken as regard buying gold future at this point. If you go to the 4-hour time frame, right, we've seen that the pair, even though has tried to regain, right, part of what it lost on Tuesday, but it has struggled to close above the 50% retracement of that sell-off, right? Rather, it has tried to play within the 382 and the 50% Fibonacci retracement, but unable to close, right, or even to break the 50% Fibonacci retracement, but trading, right, at the boundary of that 382. So in my opinion, I don't want to stay bullish at this point because of this search for a reviewed bottom. So I do believe that gold could find its way, right, back, right, to retest this supply zone, right, which corresponds to the largely publicized $1,800 price for gold. All right, so I think this could be valid if we look at the monthly time frame, right? So I believe that it might find its way back into that zone, right, just the way it did, right, in August 2011, where it hit this high and then had this sell-off, right? This is August 2011 and it had this sell-off. So I believe this might also repeat itself, right, this August, right, for this kind of movement that we have back into the supply zone. So caution should be taken in buying gold at this point. All right, so thanks for watching these TFX at profit points, and I'm going to see you next week. Thank you.